Greetings, this is Chapter 2, the continuation of why we are looking to train in sand. This is a rehash of the 2019 convention session, the benefits of sand for grass players, and a discussion of the U.S. Beach Soccer National Championship. So, why are we training in sand? Well, it gets you fitter quicker. You have specific skill development, especially in this age of the tiki-taka movement of the last 10 years, where many coaches have moved away from working on flighted ball and dealing with balls coming to players in the air. The entire sport has tried to be played in the air. Going back to what we were talking about, coaches saying about injury, training in sand is actually being used and known for injury rehabilitation as well as prevention. It not only helps players not get injured, but it also helps players get back from an injury quicker. From a standpoint of core and strength and muscle fiber recruitment, you're looking at muscles being developed that you never even knew you had, which is why Bayern Munich has looked at the evidence and has moved away from the gym and the weights to get a more complete muscle recruitment of the body to create an elite player. Not only that, but studies have shown that those training in sand had reduced muscle soreness compared to those who were training on either turf or other hard surfaces that you might find in futsal. It's also been shown, and we will show you, the explosive performance levels of players that are training in sand are also heightened. And let's just be real, anyone that's played in the sand or seen their kids play in the sand or coached it, you see that it's fun. It's something that people enjoy doing, and it really pushes people to the limit of becoming better players. Let's get right to the point. So, getting fitter quicker. A lot of the studies that or evidence that we're working off of here come from Dawson and Pennington, who are professors at the Western Australia University, and one of their students, Martin John Binney, did his PhD thesis work on sand training for team sports. Through their study, they found that there was an energy cost of exercising on sand, which was 1.5 times greater for aerobic and 2.5 times greater for anaerobic when compared to grass. Basically, you're being able to get aerobically fitter 1.5 times faster and anaerobically 2.5 times faster. It's the most efficient way to get fit. And this isn't something that is unbeknownst to everyone. I mean, if you're going to be looking at elite athletes, you need to look no further than Durant and Westbrook that, were training in sand when they still used to play nice together. Not only that, you're looking at a skill development that you just can't find by simply being only in grass. Whereas the game is played in the air, you're obviously going to be able to improve your aerial game and your ease and confidence in dealing with balls coming out of the air. From the standpoint of your three small toe development, you're looking at a situation where players are first thing they're trying to do is learn how to lift the ball, which is what we call the new juggling. Lifting the ball to the knee height, to the waist height, the overhead height for bike kicks, all of which will be addressed. But the thing is as you're doing this, I found even last year I had a group of 9-year-olds, and those that were able to lift the ball to themselves and hit volleys, when we went back to the grass, that part of their leg, the outside, the three toes and the outside of the ankle going up the outside of the shin, were all developed to the point where these players started hitting balls with the outside of their feet at 8 and 9 years old for passes, for shots, for scoops, things that I didn't teach them specifically, but because of the fact that they recruited these muscles in the sand when they went back to the grass, they had advantage. The other part that I like to talk about is running in high heels. I think I'm the one that actually coined this term, but anytime someone steps on the sand for the first time, I explain to them that they want their toes to go in first and for their heels to stay out. It basically creates starting blocks. It puts you in a situation where the sand is compressing under your feet. Otherwise, if you go heel first, like most of us run, your heel sinks, you're pushing through your arch, you're grabbing with your toes, you're using excessive energy to be able to do it. And by running in high heels, you're literally 3 to 4 steps quicker over a 10-step distance. Now, the other aspect is striking a ball on an uneven surface. you have to literally slow down the way that you see the ball in the sand, because you never want to hit a ball that's still. If you hit a ball that's in a hole, it's not going to go anywhere and it's going to jar yourself. So you learn that fairly quickly. What you have to do is literally watch the ball as it goes in and out of the holes so that you're hitting it as it's coming out of a hole. As you develop this through the repetitions of hitting balls moving in the sand, it's going to slow everything down so that when you go back to the grass, hitting a bouncing ball across the turf that is all flat and even is like getting a baby bouncer that you're going to be able to strike right on goal, because you've gotten so used to hitting a ball that's moving left, right, all over the place. It's very advantageous. And as seen here, Real Madrid has been doing it for years. Now, all of this stuff can be found on our education site, Your Beach Soccer, on YouTube, and we highly suggest that you go and see it. As a coach, if you've never been involved in coaching beach soccer, or if you want some ideas, these are basic opportunities for you to be able to go out to the sand and teach your players how to play, and for you not to be someone who doesn't know how to teach. Now, a perfect opportunity is just the lifting of the ball. Like I said, we call this the new juggling. The player stomps the ball in frame one. He pushes underneath 35 degrees. He curls his toes up and lifts the ball all in one motion. This isn't something that happens overnight, just like juggling. But as a player does it more and more, it gives them the opportunity of being able to hit balls with accuracy to players, and also shoot, as well as lift to other players who can then take a volley or a side kick, and eventually to the point where they can lift it above their head and hit a bike kick to themselves. Now, in this video, one that you can find on our site, we're looking at lifting variation. Luis Mesa here, a year ago could not do this. Now is practicing by lifting and bringing it to her thigh. This gives her the opportunity of either shooting, passing, or a variety of other opportunities depending on what comes into play in the game. Now what the players are doing is looking at getting the ball up to head height or above, looking at the opportunity for them to be able to put the ball in a position for them to shoot behind them, whether it's an outside scissor kick or a bike kick that can also be used. All these lifting variations give players the opportunity of developing the three small toes, being able to scoop balls better, and be able to have, with their feet, a much better opportunity for skill development. Also, just as a soccer coach, anything that you do on the grass, you can do in the sand. In this situation, the NorCal women's team is just doing warm-up, getting their volleys in. Obviously we progress from inside the foot volley to laces, and then this is the third progression where we're going from a thigh to a volley. All the time working at keeping your heels out of the sand and developing the muscles for you to be able to move more efficiently throughout. Soccer Vitamins 2 is a different situation. This is the NorCal men's team playing a game of keep away. We all like to play 3v2s or rondos, as they say. This is a different variation where the players, once they have developed some skills of keeping the ball in the air, can then put a man in the middle. In this case, this one's passive, waiting for the opportunity for a mistake, and then the players are able to change it up by adding two players in the middle who are active. This forces players to make decisions while keeping the ball in the air and developing a much higher level of skill development, as well as allowing them to make better decision making. These aspects alone in the game are vital for players being able to deal with balls in the air in beach soccer. And we're lucky enough here to have 3 different players in this video that have been looked at for the U.S. national team.